Hi everyone, I thought I would re-upload this for you as I think it's a useful one to have for Halloween. As you can see, it's from 2014, so it's quite an old video now, but I quite liked how the skull turned out on this, and I think it's a useful one to have because if all else fails you can always do a face paint skull for your Halloween costume. This one's a good one if you've for a last minute idea. If you haven't got time to sort of really do anything, or if you're not into making prosthetics or anything like that, I think this one is a good idea. It's something you can use. I was going to refilm this, but then I thought, well, I quite like this tutorial anyway, and I like how it works out. And sometimes it's quite interesting to look back on old stuff. It's weird seeing me with slightly longer hair and my red bit. I missed my red bit in my hair. I might put that back in actually. So as you can see, what I did is I roughly marked out the shape of my skull by basically just feeling my own face and feeling where the edges of the bones are, like the cheekbones, the eye sockets, that sort of thing, and then just painted it white with some white face paint. In this video I'm using Snazaroo white face paint. And if you don't mix too much water in, you can actually get quite a nice opaque layer of colour. That's why I quite like using these, because they're fairly cheap as well. So I'm just mapping out the rough shapes of the skull, as you can see, and then colouring it in with the white. I haven't done anything on the temples and the bits underneath the cheeks just yet, because I am going to darken those. I say that just as I start filling that in, never mind. So as you can see, I've left some gaps around the jaw and stuff, and what I'm going to do is use black face paint and go all around that, because just want the to see the bone shapes. Obviously I'm going to black out anything else that I don't want to see. So once I've done all the black, as you can see, it looks like this, and then I'm adding some cracks and stuff in the bone just for detail and just to make it look a bit different. And then I'm doing a very rough teeth shape for the teeth, just something very simple. That's what I quite liked about this tutorial, is it's quite simple and easy for anyone to do. You don't have to be like, you know, a painter or anything like that. It's just something you can have a go at. And just doing the rough teeth shapes, as you can see, keeping it nice and simple, nothing too complicated. And then I'm just using a bit of grey, which is just a bit of the black face paint mixed with white, just to do the sort of shading around the teeth. And any smudges and stuff you can just cover with another layer of the white paint that you've made quite opaque by just mixing a little bit of water with. So I'm just doing little touch-ups here and there, and just using the white to add a little bit of highlight and stuff anywhere where I need the white to be a bit brighter, and just using it to neaten up any lines and stuff where the teeth are, because obviously when you put the black on sometimes the lines can be a bit wiggly, so it's just a case of tidying them up a bit, like so. Adding a couple more cracks here and there, just so it looks like an old skull. And then now I'm taking some black eyeshadow and just using that for the shading around the edges of the skull, just to try and make the bones look a bit more rounded off, a bit more 3D. And just do that anywhere where you think it needs it. So basically the top and the underneath the cheekbones, the sides of the top jaw, and around the jaw at the bottom. And then you can just put a hood in. If you'd like to see more, click on the subscribe button, and my links are in the description box. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, I'm fumsmusings on Patreon. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.